late. But anyway, today joining me is our Senate President Craig Blair, which is great, and our Secretary of Tourism Chelsea Ruby, and I'm going to get right on with it here. I'm thrilled to announce that some incredible news, services that are being offered by the West Virginia DMV. Also, Everett Frazier, our DMV commissioner, is with us, and so let me just read to you just a couple things here. West Virginians renewing their vehicle registration online now have the option to receive a secure digital registration card stored right in their smartphone wallet. We are also working on something that is groundbreaking to West Virginia, the West Virginia Mobile ID. And this digital driver's license and ID card is expected to launch in spring of 2024, just a few months, which will provide a secure and convenient way to identify yourself at participating businesses and government agencies, all right in the palm of your hand. But, I know our DMV commissioner is wanting to say a few words, and then really and truly, we owe so much thanks to our Senate President, Craig Blair, and he's going to wrap this thing up and talk to us a bunch more about it and everything about these initiatives. So maybe we just do our DMV commissioner real quick, and then we'll turn it over to our Senate President, Craig Blair.
Thank you, Governor, and always enjoy the opportunity to address everyone on the accomplishments that the DMV is making. I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but these advancements align with what you wanted and the Division of Motor Vehicles has wanted. It's just an ongoing commitment to modernization. Like you stated earlier, starting today, West Virginians renewing their vehicle registration online can opt for secure digital registration. That's the registration card that you keep in your glove box. It can be stored on your smartphone. These free services offers immediate access to vehicle information, eliminating, like I stated earlier, the need of rummaging through your glove compartment or your center console there. West Virginians can experience the convenience of a digital vehicle registration today, and all you have to do is go to the DMV self-service portal, and it'll give you directions on how to upload it to your smartphone. Mobile ID, this is a biggie. The DMV is developing the West Virginia Mobile ID. That's your driver's license that will be on your phone. This innovative program is expected, like the governor said, to launch early spring, and it will allow secure and easy identification at participating businesses and government agencies. And I might add, and this is not on my notes, we ask that you still keep your driver's license on you, still keep your registration card, things like that. As you travel out of state, some states may not recognize it, but for your security and stuff, we're going to continue to offer everything the same way we do it, but this is just going to be an addition to. And again, thank you. Senator Blair.
Thank you, Commissioner Frazier, and thank you, Governor, and thank you for your leadership on this. Look, I get excited about it. West Virginia is moving into the 21st century, and these are the steps that are necessary to be able to get us here. And with the governor's leadership, and Everett, I've wore you out since you become the commissioner for the DMV, and I will have to tell you that I am so proud of the work that you're doing to be able to move us into the 21st century. And one of the things that nobody's even talked about is how you're doing the titling like Delaware does for corporations. We're doing titling so the Hertz and the Enterprise and U-Hauls and all of them, that is putting extra revenue into the state of West Virginia. Why? Because we were ahead of the curve. We were digitally ready. We're trying to make the state of West Virginia one of the first digital states in the union. And I can't wait. And for everybody that's listening to this, and I haven't wore the governor out on this, but I have wore Everett out. And that is the fact that can't wait for the day that whenever I can hold my license plate or my phone up to the license plate, renew the tags, and not have to take the time to go to DMV. And I know that this governor supports this plan for being able to do that, and it's a great idea, and we've all been working together. Governor Justice has done a wonderful job on choosing you as a DMV commissioner to start with, but great things are happening in the state of West Virginia due to everybody's leadership and ability to work together. So thank you, Governor Justice. Thank you, Commissioner Frazier, and on behalf of the members of the Senate, we are just beyond pleased with this announcement here today. Thank you.
Well, Mr. President and Commissioner, you know, I can't thank you enough, and I want to tell everybody just this. You know, it's been a real pleasure. You know, sure, you know, we push back from time to time. You know, but both of us and you know we have our feelings and everything, you know, about certain things, but really and truly, it's been a real pleasure working with President Blair, and he's done a great job, and we give him lots and lots of kudos. And Commissioner, you know, Everett, I can't, you know, I just have to refer to you as Everett, you know, and you know, when we're Jim and Everett, we seem to get a lot of good stuff done, but boy, you've done really good. You've done really good, and West Virginia's leading today, and we wouldn't be leading today if it weren't for great work, you know, from, you know, our president and Craig. I just think the world of you, and our speaker, you know, Speaker Hanshaw and everything, but lots and lots of good folks doing a lot of good work, and so we're the beneficiaries, and West Virginians, you know, we're all West Virginians, and when it becomes West Virginians being the beneficiaries, it's great stuff. So good day. Thank you both for coming, and I really appreciate you both. Thank you now. Okay, if I could jump to something else, you know, this is back to our vacation guide and everything that we released, and last week we unveiled the 2024 West Virginia Vacation Guide, and I surely want to remind everyone to get to order your guide. I mean, for crying out loud, it's beyond belief. It's so outstanding, it's off the chart, and I think all these are kind of all in one, and I think Chelsea's going to talk to us in the end here, but you know, I want to talk about Canaan just a second and these ski bikes. I mean, this is unbelievable. Excuse me. But we are introducing Snow Go ski biking, and trust me, all these things change, and I can remember a long time ago at what we called the Bald Knob ski slope, you know, and you see that right there is really neat stuff. But the Bald Knob ski slope was down at the bottom of the hill. It almost started with a tow rope, and down at the bottom of the hill there was a little, you know, plastic snow fence. I crashed into that at one point in time, but long time ago, a lot of innovations and a lot of things to have a lot of fun. So from the standpoint of Canaan, look into that, and Craig, goodness alive, I could kill myself on that for sure. But nevertheless, go, enjoy, and have lots and lots of fun. I'm gonna keep going, and then Chelsea's gonna wrap this thing up. But the DNR is planning to transport 17 elk to the Tomlin Wildlife Management Area in Logan this Friday. That's really great stuff and everything. That'll, you know, our state's population has reached now an impressive 127. So we just want to keep adding to and adding to, and it is phenomenal. I mean, to see these majestic animals back in West Virginia, you know, if you haven't seen this and everything, you ought to go and see just what this is all about. I mean, if you just look at them, they are truly majestic, and that's all there is to it. So we're really, really, really happy and everything, all the great work that the DNR's done. You know, follow up to that, just think of all the stuff that's happening. Just think of the way we stock our fish now in our streams. Just think of absolutely trying to introduce bobwhite quail back in many areas where we've completely lost them all. All the different things. Just think of the accomplishments of the wild turkeys now that are everywhere. You know, just think of what's going on with the management of our deer herd and the goodness that's going on there. Absolutely, from a standpoint of our black bear, you know, I know this is just hard to imagine. And I'm going to, you know, before I go, I'm going to pull up a picture and everything and put it up. I don't know if we did that the other day or not, but this is a ground blind that I bow hunted out of. But nevertheless, I want to just show you of how our black bear population has exploded in West Virginia. It is amazing all the good work that's been done, and we thank all the folks there. Brett, great job, and just keep doing it. And but nevertheless, you know, I've got one more thing, and that is this: our new tourism school. And Chelsea's going to talk to you about this and everything. But I am so proud to announce the launch of West Virginia's first ever Governor's School for Tourism that's starting this summer. You know, with tourism booming in our state and getting better and better and better, we need to train people. We need to train people because these jobs are great jobs, and they're great paying jobs and everything. So Chelsea, I'm going to turn it over to you. You come on and talk to us about that, please.
Hey, Governor, thanks for having me. First, I want to go back to your last two announcements and say thank you. The work that you've done, the investment that you've put into our natural resources in this state have been incredible and unmatched. It is creating a huge multiplier effect when we look at tourism and the number of people coming to take part in these activities. So thank you. Because of that growth, what we're seeing is an explosion in tourism and in tourism jobs. Projections show as many as 21,000 annual job openings in the next 4 years in the tourism industry, with about half of those being in management level positions with salaries approaching $60,000. But what we're running into is that our growth in the tourism industry is happening faster than we're building that workforce. So this year, with your blessing and full support, we've put together a comprehensive workforce development program, and today I'm so excited to launch one of those pieces. In partnership with the Department of Education, we're launching this Governor's School on Tourism. Governor, you are the first governor in the state's history to have a Governor's School on Tourism. These Governor's Schools started in 1984 with the Governor's School for the Arts. We've rolled out several other ones over the years, but I would argue with anyone that this Governor's School on Tourism is going to be the most fun. So the kids will have, it's open for 9th and 10th graders. It'll be a 10-day camp. They will visit every corner of the state. They will go to all of our travel regions. They'll go to 2 national parks, a number of state parks. But most importantly, what they'll do is they'll go and meet with people in all types of jobs in the tourism industry. They're going to meet with wildlife biologists. They're going to meet with people in the culinary arts industry. They're going to meet with hoteliers. They're going to meet with trail builders. They're going to meet with people in museums. They're going to really get a taste of what those jobs in West Virginia are like. So, Governor, you can tell I'm a little bit excited about it, and I could go on, but I want to give you a tremendous amount of thanks for allowing us to partner with the Department of Education, West Virginia University, and launch this first Governor's School on Tourism.
Well, Secretary, you know, what a job you've done, and you should be so proud. You know, I couldn't possibly be more prouder of anyone than you. And Chelsea, great work, and you know, it's really good stuff. So we want to just keep it rolling and everything, and you know how excited I am about anything to do with tourism and all the different things that I can help with and help contribute. And so yeah, it's great stuff. Way to go. Really proud. Okay, I've got one other thing, and then I'm going to show you a couple of pictures here real quick. But you know, we just left Jackson County. Not long ago, maybe a month ago, you know, we announced $111 million on 19 different projects at SBA projects that we were awarding and going to be able to do. One of them was at the middle school in Ripley, and it's $13.5 million. And we just went there and everything. It was unbelievable and everything. It just, you know, all the kids were just so good. And it's a tribute in really many, many ways to the great work that the teachers, the service personnel, the administrators, all those folks are doing, plus the fact that we're working with the very, very best of the best kids. And so really, really fun, really good stuff. And I hope the kids will never, ever forget it and everything. But a great, great, great day in Ripley, and we did that earlier this morning. And so, you know, nothing in the world makes me more excited than to go into our schools and to seeing our kids, you know, and seeing their faces light up and everything, especially when they see Baby Dog. And they cheered like you can't imagine, and it was just a great day for a lot of goodness that's coming to a great school and in the wonderful area of Ripley. So keep doing the great work and everything, everybody. It is amazing school, amazing experience. Now I told you I've got a couple of pictures for you. Let me frame the first picture, okay? Let me tell you this. The DNR and what they've done, remember, the first wild turkey that I ever saw in my life, ever, you know, and I've said many times, but there's not many people that have been in the woods more than me. And at this time, I was 25 years old and everything, and so I had been hunting for years and years and years and everything. So with all that being said, now think about the number of wild turkey across this state. It's phenomenal. It is absolutely phenomenal. But I happened to go try in the spring in Monroe County, and lo and behold, I called this turkey right to me and got it. It was amazing. I was hooked forever, you know, as a turkey hunter. But now, from the standpoint of bears, you know, honestly, if you saw a black bear, you know, 20 years ago, if you saw a bear, I mean, it was something that you would absolutely probably tell everybody about, you know, and so the number of our black bear has really grown. And this first picture is at a blind. Now, I wasn't there that day, but I want you to look at this and look close at this picture. That blind I bow hunt out of. And if you look at the one standing up looking in the blind, but I think if you count real close, there's 11 of them there. And these aren't cubs. Now, I don't see any bear there that's probably in excess of 200 pounds, but you got a lot of bear there that are probably from 150 to 200 pound bears. And that is amazing. And this other picture is even more so amazing. And here you'll see a couple of bear, a couple of fellows, you know, veterans that came to one of our properties, and they come every year from the standpoint of different ones and everything. And basically, it was more of a make-a-wish deal in the beginning. It has evolved into, you know, disabled veterans, and they come. But what happens here is all the organizations, you know, whether it be all of our DNR folks, you know, maybe a few bear hunters and everything, these folks want to go on a bear hunt and look at all the people that have joined in to help and make a really fun day for a couple of disabled veterans and everything, or before that, a whole lot of kids that were Make-A-Wish kids and everything that came. But every single year we've done this for a long time. And the only other thing that I would add is just this, you know, just a few years back, this is hard to believe. I know it is, and it had to be a state record. It had to be. But there was a Make-A-Wish kid that came and honestly got a bear, and we weighed it on our truck scales. The DNR folks weighed it. I've got over and over and over, I've got the weigh certificates on it and everything. But that bear was 7 foot 5 inches tall from one end to the other, and that bear weighed 680 pounds when we weighed it on the scales. The little Make-A-Wish kid was able to get that bear, and that was really something in my book. So nevertheless, great work by lots of people in West Virginia. Really proud of you. Keep it up. Keep doing good stuff. That's all I've got. Thank y'all.
All right. Thank you, Governor. We'll now go to questions from members of the media. The first today from Martina Bills with WSAZ.
Hi, Governor. So we have been inundated in the last couple of days, about a week now, with phone calls and emails from people in rural Wayne and Mingo counties who have been without water, in some instances about more than a week or so. Some of them are having trouble getting water hauled to their homes because of different situations of where they live in these rural communities. We were just told within the last hour that West Virginia American Water is bringing in a 7,000-gallon water truck to the Dunlow Community Center. But we were just wondering what, if there's anything the state can do or is doing to help these people get some water.
Martina, we're working it and everything, and all I can tell you is, I haven't gotten an update in the last day or so and everything, but everybody's aware of the situation and everybody's trying, and I'm glad American Water is going to step up and do something there, but nevertheless, I'll have to get a little bit more information and everything in regard to the specifics of what's going on today, but everybody's aware and everybody's trying. That's all I can tell you.
All right, thank you, Martina. Next, we'll go to Charles Young with WV News.
Hi, this is Charles Young with WV News. Governor, we are 15 days into the current legislative session, and it seems like a bit of a theme has emerged early on. Lawmakers have advanced a lot of bills that seem to appeal to conservatives, conservative messaging bills. We had a couple bills pass the Senate yesterday, one that would allow intelligent design to be taught in schools, one that would require schools to display In God We Trust. We had a public hearing this morning which would open up schools, libraries, and museums to criminal liability depending on distribution of obscene material to minors. And I was just kind of wondering what you thought of this theme early on in the session, if this is how you'd like to see our lawmakers spending their time, and if these are the kind of bills that you could see yourself signing into law if they make it through the other end of the process. Thank you.
Well, Charles, let me just say just this. First of all, as stuff goes through the process, it's got to go through the House, it's got to go through Senate, House, wherever it originates. A lot of different, bells and whistles have to happen and everything before it comes to me. To prejudge on my part, before it gets to me, I mean, that's really not very fair. But I can tell you this, that the children of the state of West Virginia are our resource and so important it's off the chart. From the standpoint of God in our schools and does God have a place there? In my book, you're daggum right. But from the standpoint of things that our kids are exposed to, if we can make it better or limited or whatever, or not in any way where our kids can get a hold of stuff that's just porn. From my standpoint, Charles, I'm a real believer that resource needs to be protected in every way. And if you could have seen all those kids at that middle school today, it was really, really, really special. And those kids are our resource and our gift. And so we should protect them with all in us. And I'm not going to prejudge anything until I see it. So we'll wait till it gets to me.
All right, thanks, Charles. Next, we'll go to Mark Curtis with Nexstar Media.
Good afternoon, Governor, and everyone else. Just kind of dovetailing on Charles' question. Yeah, we're 15 days, 16 days into the legislative session. Some critics are emerging, Governor, regarding your budget, your pay raise plan, tax cut plan. The West Virginia Center on Budget and Policy is taking issue with I don't want to use the word solvency, but the adequacy of your budget presentation in terms of the viability of it, proposing 5% salary increases for all state employees. At the same time, we may see, if the triggers come in, a 10% income tax cut. And then other things that you launched in your State of the State address about new expenditures. So I guess what I'm asking you to do is defend your tax cuts, defend your pay raises, defend the overall viability of your budget proposal, just based on their criticism that the numbers just don't add up to them.
Well, I'm sorry they don't add up because, we spent an awful lot of time with this, and, I really think what you've got is a very liberal group that I hope to goodness that they're bright enough to be able to understand it, to tell you the truth. But without any question, it adds up. I've been here now 7 years plus, and we've done an awful lot of stuff in the budget with surplus dollars that we have that are one-time dollars. And I Mark, I don't know how you defend anything, that people are just going to up and, say, well, this doesn't work or this doesn't work. The math works. That's all there is to it, and from the standpoint of tax cuts, yeah, I want tax cuts. We've done it 23 times since I walked in the door. When I walked in the door, we were so upside down, and there's not a living, breathing, reasonable human being that would not have said this state was bankrupt. Now, you're talking to the guy that has been here for 7 years and for all practical purposes has kept a flat budget and cut taxes like crazy and got the state rolling like you can't imagine in a really positive way. Why in the world would I do something at the 11th hour, in my parting note, and do something to mess up all the good stuff that we've already done? So with me, all I can tell you is it adds up, it ties, it is absolutely rock solid and everything. What we do here is mind the store. We do not do something that's frivolous, and absolutely with all in me, it adds up, and we'll just keep moving in a positive direction and everything, and hope that everybody, gets dialed into what we're doing, and if they have something they'd rather spend the money or not spend the money or whatever it may be on and everything, I am absolutely open to listen and everything. But that was my proposal of what we ought to do.
All right, thanks, Mark. Governor, I'll turn it back to you.
Well, let me just look real quick. Again, kudos to the DMV in lots and lots of ways, and to Secretary Ruby, great work. I absolutely appreciate Senator President Blair and our Commissioner, Everett Frazier coming on today, and more than anything, I loved going to Jackson County and being with those kids. If you don't go to our schools, and you're not involved with our children, then absolutely don't sit back and throw stones. Go see what's going on. There's a lot of good stuff out there, and it'll do your heart good. We've got a lot.